Hollow Knight may have a very simple art style and side-scrolling game that normally has weaker graphics, but Team Cherry has managed to make not only one of the best games of the last console generation, but also one of the best-looking games. Change. The real test for any Switch game is how it looks and performs in handheld mode, and Hollow Knight is one of the few games that might look better on a handheld than on a TV screen. There have been several attempts to replicate cartoonish and simple art styles, such as in Cuphead and Gleamlight, but Hollow Knight wins the award for arguably the most impressive 2D graphics. As one of the biggest launch games in gaming history, it's hard to look beyond Wild of the Wild in terms of both gameplay and graphics. Compared to any other Zelda game released, Breath of the Wild has become a benchmark on a completely different graphics level in seeing how long the Switch's battery will last in handheld mode. The art style of Breath of the Wild may not be that realistic, but that only means Nintendo can make the game look a lot better compared to previous 3D Zelda games. The 2019 remake of Link's Awakening was an unexpected, but pleasant addition to Switch's library of games, especially given the overwhelming success of Breath of the Wild. Taking the original 2D designs of the original Game Boy game and transforming it into a kind of toy world was a strange idea that could have failed, but it paid off in a spectacular way. As with Breath of the Wild, Link's Awakening's simple art style meant that the graphics quality could have been much brighter than other 2D Zelda games such as A Link Between Worlds in the past. Although the game occasionally suffers from the performance department, Link's Awakening is easily one of the best-looking games on Switch though. Mario games are often quite impressive in terms of graphics for Nintendo consoles, but Luigi's latest adventure in Luigi's Mansion 3 was a surprise even when compared to his more popular brother's trips. While the levels in Super Mario Odyssey are impressive and expanding, Luigi's Mansion 3 took a more intimate approach. This allowed much more detail and better overall graphics between rooms at the Last Resort Hotel. Luigi may be second most of the time, but the ultimate ghost adventure is better than many Mario games that came before him. Since the likes of Minecraft made the art style so popular, that voxel art games have been hit or miss, but none have been as popular as The Tourist. A game with a very simple premise can easily become boring, if not how. Looks nice. The most impressive thing about this game is how well the voxel art style works both in handheld and in the slot, as well as how well it works compared to many other Switch games. This is even more impressive considering Tourist indie status compared to most of the other graphically impressive games. What Tourist does for voxel art, Octopath Traveler does for pixel art. It was no small task to take the design of the classic Final Fantasy RPGs and bring them to the modern age, but Square Enix achieved this by going back to the classic games. It would be easy for the RPG heavyweight to do every aspect of the Octopath Traveler stock standard pixel art, but adding a 3D twist not only makes the game more visually impressive, it also makes the world look much more vivid. Luigi's Mansion 3 may be impressive, but the hero's older brother has managed to outpace the young in terms of the graphic quality of their latest 3D adventures. With the latest release of Super Mario 3D All-Stars, the big improvements of Super Mario Odyssey have become even more pronounced compared to many games that came before it. Odyssey made Mario and other Mushroom Kingdom citizens look better than ever. Nintendo also offered more realistic character models, including a T-Rex, while making them look like they belong to the same game as Mario. One of the biggest surprises to come out of the Switch was the Astral chain, developed by the same brains behind the equally impressive Nier, Automata and Bayonetta series. While anime-style graphics are pretty common on Switch, no game is as good as Astral chain. The dark atmospheres of many levels can bring out the bright colors of both the player's Legion and the world itself. Doom, which was remade in 2016, attracted attention with its visuals on PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One before coming to Switch. While it was fairly early acknowledged that the transition to hybrid console would involve some sort of decline in graphics quality, the drop was not as pronounced as many gamers had expected. Doom was not the first major third-party release to be ported to Switch, but it set a precedent for future releases such as BioShock, the collection in Borderlands Legendary Collection and the #1 ranked game. For years it has been used as a benchmark for measuring the power of a gaming PC, as Crysis is well known to kill many underpowered systems due to its graphics requirements. Moving this classic shooter to the Switch not only shot, but Crysis looks surprisingly good compared to many other games on the console. While the Switch version is not as good as its PlayStation 4 and Xbox One counterparts, it shows that the Switch is indeed still going strong. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked the video, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to the page.